ɛwɔ Peace FM nsɛm wɔ asisie deɛ aba deɛ ɛkoro ɛne deɛ yɛteɛ ne deɛ yɛhunu ne nyinaa neɛ ne wodi na aprɛtoɔ ɛneɛ ne som bi na yɛnsiae na baanu so a emia the platform kyerɛ wadwene bi Ghana yɛman Ghana.
Ghana this year enyumre so yemamunyina jubie mama kwa basumje fie Peace 104.3 na wasugusu awuti se mekira madwen na unsu betima kira wadwen bidia agi se the platform so nko na yema osa konyan enyumre yi memfa encha ko emma obabi awuti endi afri bia se radio stations ne doors wagi bre na ode no atu Peace na obetie Ghana komo radio stations a mukura dwumadie mu na moto apetisema de hye atichire benche wonya so mfaso obi nso no aseda bi enko enfama munyina no ka ho bi na the platform hye ma enu ntini mekira ma adwo no so wo ho kwan se wadwo nkire wodi betum brepam no yage bre na yakenkan edi ama ona nsem anwumire yi ebedi ho nkomo the platform so minim se bia wo hu bi o social media so TV so bia na wahwe bi justice Paul Bafuboni empinfo to na no se bibia koya wobe chief justice edi ama o my Ghana na enkomo bi asase ebobo ba pa dom kuma ne se da bi opinion no ye gine tumu enye yi esan se enka ne sija wo honom no kwan ye fa so yi na de so no ne bonjo so da kopie mu court ECOWAS court nyina nsem yi bia kopie mu ho yenka nwie ye enti adenti na yenka nwie ansa na yi sije foforo enti ne omkopie mu vetting committee nanim no dom kuma ne se omunya kra ntena se bi enti o masoro afiri ase ye dom kese no na eye vetting no na ehun nsem te san nwumre yi ye bedi hu nkomo galamse hu nkomo enso eda pono so asante kotoko hene na ase tutu ba bio oda to Ghana mampanyina nim se galamse ko no de o mampanyini wonyene ne kom no wonyene ne nsam won ko na wontu ase esanse galamse no edi o ma Ghana nya papa o mampanyini so se Ghana fo bo se galamse ne de eye din se de nya na ban ne beko adi so nkunim woyi ne nsam anwumre yi ye bedi hu nkomo afoforo nso eka ho bi empenfo anwumre mo beti wonka e the platform so Orumunyafo Haruna Mohammed mrasi bedwani de made hye wo sunafo nof ewo ahafo mo beti ne nka Orumunyafo Isaac Buamanyako enso mrasi bedwani de made hye wo afia abato mpiso aso ewo atoye mantamu wono so mo beti ne nka na ne otoso miensa no mene wa yiti the platform onso ye beti wonka 0556 700 0556 wadwen kyere na wode afa ho ebetomu ya beje bre na ya kenkan edi amount na na ya kese de cardinal watenase yense bre abedwafo nso watenase betwe ho abatawu ye ba the platform so ni ekomotwetwe bi frase ye twe ho abasisi a
na ya embassy bi embassy bi ebeche ye ka
embassy bay embassy bay
Brazil embassy to
Ghana Brazil embassy to Ghana
Brazil embassy to Ghana
ambassador to Ghana
Brazil embassy to Ghana
kokuja ye ni bi
me na me wo hobby Ghana embassy to Brazil
ye ni bi biasa
France embassy to Ghana
French ambassador
me wo hobby
tie kwaku tie
omo report re to ho no me kura ma send message akatro me say enye sa na tie
kwaku tie kwaku ye wo ambassador to but ye ni embassy to
ambassador to Ghana France embassy ambassador to Ghana
me pacho bo mo voice ni bi
nana ya kete pa wo ya me ngonga no pe anwumre wona ade nkofo ne kogu ho enti wo tie yi wo betumi akọ ayi sarcastic ho sena na wo tie ni ayi piece fo nkofo wo ta kokodro no omo se ahoya soja ni bi aka kire me wo se ahoya ne kire se ye be kontokwa ye be boma soja ni bi frɛ me wo se ahoya no o mo mo kopa adwuma no ahoya ne ye ka no ho wo kopa adwuma ka ahoya ye be boma se fre soja ni bi abusa no ahoya sa ahoya no soja ni bi se ase akire se ye be boma ye be twutu ye be twese kan be protect ye man enti nkofo training nkofo akopa adwuma no sa asam ne ye ka no ho na o mampani mua what to me as a some ranty winum, Edomako Castle, 18 woman near Becca, which we know. Now, when I won an Ayakasi, what the Panya crack or to Castle crack, you don't watch it.
And that brought finally to the water problem in my constituency. So coming here, I was only going to concern myself with other things, only to go back to the constituency to realize that out of the 21 boreholes dug, 14 of them have been stolen. And as at now, please. And that brought finally to the water problem in my constituency. So coming here, I was only going to concern myself with other things, only to go back to the constituency to realize that out of the 21 boreholes dug, 14 of them have been stolen. And as at now, please.
So I jumped and sat on the table because it was going to hit me actually. If you watch the video, I jumped and sat on the table and I helped the table to come and fix at its place. We were all doing this just to get the vetting done and also protecting state property. When I got onto the table, before I realized, oh, this time around, the table had moved and it was in the air. The police then came in and I told colleagues, like, let's move to...
Oh, let's move. Today, the table didn't jump. It nearly jumped. I was a moment I do the masse. Meno Casa Casima Edunu 9, 24 minutes now aboard non cron. The platform and was soon Egusua Uti. A feminine eye of Cassie. Na unim semi Catholic GD here menti. And unti ubet me after me the cardinal, me, and I'm the Jumain Ho Chairman. My boy for a Patricia Sefa Fisher Prince, Bafo Asamoah. Henry Kwesimin Kaman Sadat. And Omwashisha Medium Chairman Dominic Nyanuvo and Nana Pepra. Bushafoni ni Tim Ashisha Medium Chairman ye. Mamuna Jo Damasio, send you raise so Mobaka home, na Yabon Comefa Ghana home. As some nene saying, and there's some teacher that Pronson say, and then a parliament here and say, Openia Mampenibo ni din say, Yantutonano, na say, Parliament Jini Tumwa, an appointments committee ni Jini Tumwa, or mayor substantive Chief Justice Republic of Ghana, because ye can Chief Justice Eddie. His Lordship Justice Paul Bafuboni. Na ansa ne neighbor drone na minority na di kan akwa file motion say wo ma dwene mu no CSC ye patent 3 ne pepe ye de a mame araba saba saki tokonu wa file processes bebre ECOWAS court na sem wo ho Supreme Court yankasa na sem wo ho Attorney General edwane High Court na sem ba ko ho. After all, Papa, or ye acting Chief Justice, or ye na juma, ubia mono, ubia nka hwe nkyere no. Enti nka on the all actors na yen class cases ni nyina mfiri o yewie a na anka de ho no yaye. Nanso speaker an admit motion no. About to go baby kura said there be say veteran no koso. Na sani ere amoye veteran no so mo kosi ya enianimu ana akanfo baka se mamentemente ho kakra preliminary comments bi o ho aya na enkanka ene ranking no on that committee ene majority leader no mi nyina ya o mutaye sa prelims comments no na ye ka ranking no sa appointment committee no eye minority leader no who say it hasn't happened, say minority no emumi opposition enu bi nyansi na anu na nke bi sie but e bi ansi they see they bi nyansi until all the time no majority no ye omo a ewo aban mu until dom kuma no ba no dan ni no ranking e was a committee no so enti honorable Osahina Alexander Fenyo marking ye say oye ni animu o tenente ho kakra otu ne nine majority leader say ngaw otu ase da bi we wan kan ye otu ase we da bi Paman committee now can omuni ha no ma be yi o ma no ntumi nka ene ja na nya asam ketwa we so ha na we aso ha we twe ha na we atwe ha we twe ha na we atwe ha And I say, I'm TV Nechilati. And I may be. Shayan, some who say, Mea Mahafu MP. Honorable Haruna Mohammed. No, I be Chomo TV. As soon as enough. Moya represented. Nafi. Ya shwemi gusu shwemi huane se efia. Honorable Isaac Boamanyako. No, I be traveling. I'm saying, hey, I fear for money, Mwempinie. I'm saying, okay, Mate, and I'm born upon the two. Into a more recess. Cordrin Genomoa, I say, could be Sabreweti, Kobaya. Sasam no young woos out. Baby a cocoa see yarn, say, pardon my voice. Baby a cocoa see yarn, say. Minority leader say, Omono. Omo asemka na omo asema omo kan ne se omo bo nyu kwan a e fa so a enti yeyi justice Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu na before that no entiemu ne we kan we etiemu nyina na majority leader kacha afenyo market say wo sa brand o minimo Miniwo pa sori no abe huru obi a no atwa fo obi aso na akọ ene oboa mungamu usi metwa usi wa ha me de betwa ene me ma okwa ma ummumra no ba ko sei so ya za na afenyo we ye hwan we ye hwan we afenyo ma kan we ye hwan wo ade wo nkwa we ye hwan se da bia wo de wo nkwa wo ba da bia obi a no wo rani obi a ene me ayarga metie oboa masa unya haban watiawe enti majority leader.
The rules clearly are offended. Chairman, the rules say that the conduct of the speaker, the Chief Justice, members and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except on a substantive motion. He had just raised the question of the conduct of a Supreme Court judge who chaired the committee, and he describes it and the conduct and what the justice did as a travesty of justice. He has raised the conduct of that judge. He has. And the rules are clear. And I can assure you that I will not allow you to breach any inch of the rules today. No inch of the rules will I allow you to breach.
Now, I'm saying, Afenyo marking on Onyemre. Afenyo. Onyemre, sir. Afenyo Onyemre, cra. I know there. Mr. Chairman. One country leader say, Omuno. Nene. My gentle pa. Mebahamenkano. And yet, Supreme Court judge and American assem may say committee na juma na oye no na yen minority for yes ye wo ho asem ka na de no so me yankasa assemble ni.
It is his contention that my reference to the committee's work amounts to attacking the conduct of its chair. With the greatest respect, I need to be listened to, and he has to pay attention to language as used in context. For the avoidance of doubt, I am repeating that the minority holds the view that the committee's work resulting in the removal of her ladyship, the Chief Justice, amount to travesty of justice. It is a view we hold. It does not offend Order 1237. Order 1237, with avoidance of doubt, provides the conduct of the Speaker, the Chief Justice, members of Parliament, the Chief Justice, and Superior Court Justice of Judicature shall not be raised in Parliament except a substantive motion. Now, the distinction must be made. Respected Ayaga, please bear with me. I've listened to you. The distinctions must be made. Your work in the regular official duties and a critique thereto must be distinguished from personal conduct that one would consider as misbehavior. or stated misbehavior. I am not, with the greatest respect, impugning the person of the reputation of my Lord Puaman, who I voted for under the influence of Honorable K.T. Amon. When all the odds were against him, I have nothing personal against him. Because even where there were personal issues that people were attacking his reputation, I was one of the few who stood.
Mr. Chairman.
So I'm not here to attack him.
Mr. Chairman.
And he knows I won't attack him. I am, the caucus is talking about, please, Honorable Ayerga, let me finish. You were allowed to make your point.
Yes, but Honorable Minority Leader, just be brief.
Very well. The committee's work is what we are expressing an opinion on. And we are using very civil language to say that what it did amount to travesty of justice. It's as simple as that. So let me proceed. Chairman, unless the majority leader intends to frustrate everything that the minority has to say by way of its opinion, when did Parliament reduce to this? Where you have the right to say your own, make you are the leader of the house, you have unfettered right to rebut. That is the debate we even have on the floor. When there is a debate, you take note. Where you think you disagree, when it gets your turn, you should also say that the committee's work did not amount to travesty of justice. Simplicity. But this issue of one line, point of order, next line, you are marking, don't say this, don't say that. Where are we heading to? The judiciary criticizes the government and members of the public where they disagree in their ruling. We
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly conclude for me.
The work of even their
conclude for me. Conclude for me.
I beg you, leader.
Conclude.
We all agree, Chairman. You
conclude.
know.
Conclude.
Right.
Now, okay, where we na Honorable Mahama Ayerga, majority leader and leader of government business. Kaze he. Kwamna. Jayu. Merike again. Oh, masa. Jai. Sa sam na o kan me say wagu judge no a wote eponuti no poaman no wagu ne ho fi enti twe sa sam ne san ne pachew because wasam na o kan no wan kan ye ana afa o san be gina okra kan say papa na ya bo ni din no asam wo no ho no kra no e fi a wo de agu nipa nominee no wo de agu ne ho fi enti twe san ne pachew.
When you refer to the nominee as Chief Justice, the minority objected to the reference to the nominee as Chief Justice and said that he is not a Chief Justice, he is a nominee to the post of Chief Justice, and so you must refer to him appropriately. Or acting Chief Justice, because he's also an acting Chief Justice. And an acting Chief Justice is a Chief Justice. Now, he has referred to the nominee as a disputed nominee. Disputed nominee. You are in court what? Are you in court litigating his nomination? No. Are you in court disputing his nomination? You are not in court challenging his nomination. So to the extent that you are not in court challenging his nomination, there is no dispute about his nomination. If there is a dispute about some other action. So you have no right to look him in the face here before this committee and refer to him as a disputed nominee and expect me to sit here and not respond. So Mr. Chairman, pursuant to our own rules, he has to withdraw and apologize to him for referring to him as a disputed nominee when he is not a disputed nominee.
Okay. To on to me betra hanka say or you be asem one the asem na one ho. When a general court is here, what challenges are happy or tea and him hey asem one ho. To on to me general make can say papa na asem one. What is here a papa otejomu. What can say why a friend saying Chief Justice no. On the catcher will say papa nyanye Chief Justice. Na oyobi ayabo ni din acting Chief Justice or here chirikeke. Na den na obi o hwe chekeke de otimi koka se asem wo no ho ti se wo kan se asem wo no ho ntino twesan na pa chew yemfa nko yemfa mrabe kokko wie ya ne se osahin ni team se onipa asem wo no ho a wo maka na ye be pa tentrene a untiete obi fa ahudie so nkopere wo fa ahudie nti minority na dwen ye won se essence o mun se mo makeka nyiro mo adwene mu edi mu ntino say his lordship Justice Paul Bafoboni omokoso tena ho say omo toto na no a enye yie enti omo ne de ansakra no mbeko no omo ka ma wiase nyina te say report bia ye de beba efficacy mo plenary ho no afa justice pobafo boni ho no ewiase ntiase say eye dom kese na adwene omo minority for no omo nka ho and apart from say eye omo adwene a omo nsan nka ho no omo san epo sa report bia beba omo nyintum ne and a chairman baby some say na report anya nya de we de ka so no medical aka kira ma age ato say eba no hu say medical aka just report no mo pa mo hohoro report no nya ne fita ase de yen yese yen nye report ntum ne anyintum kira na esanse sa de aye enya de papa na yesa boninti no yen tena ho emma sa de we enkoso ehira mo kusa mo fa mo vetting.
We, the minority caucus, hereby vote en bloc to reject the nominee. We would want to state on record that the majority can proceed with the questions. We do not intend to proceed with any question. We are, however, registering in the strongest terms that we reject nomination, and the records should reflect that the report of this committee be a majority report, the nominee. We have preliminary issues well grounded in law. You may disagree with us. And we say that on the basis of that, we cannot be part of a process that would give rights to another and deny another of her bona fide as enshrined in the Constitution. Chairman, that said, we would yield to you to proceed whilst we exit this committee room with our views well documented for the records, and on the floor we shall proceed with the debate, further stating our position and take a vote against the nominee as required by the rules of the plenary. Thank you very much indeed.
Tiomuka wewe no mo sori koye na vetting de ekoso na ye one-sided vetting. In fact, na me vetting we pa de na me pese me hu wo mu pa no minority no work out nti me hu ahye me papa ahye me papa me hu na me pese because na me nim say ye denya on baby sa nominee ne say na dwen ye ne sen kwan o mo fa so yi just stock onu that question na me pese obi bisa na me hwa de na fe me masama de bia me kan say there were 3 arms of government: the executive, judiciary, legislature. Now no president they call UN General Assembly only ni person ko e baby me nyiri say o man bi grab awa ni di panom do say de no but enye president mama nkwan e nyina e aban bia mo de ko. Then Speaker of Parliament otukwa why na ko check say speaker or the nipa do say ni tu kwan. Then another independent arm of government Mobakaya, before I even come to the judiciary, the 8th Parliament, when Speaker felt that the executive and the judiciary were encroaching the rights of Parliament, or said they obi ntimi nkyere Parliament kwan o momfa so nya o madwuma me kai pa me na me adwuma we bi me kai pa speaker ya and another one ose budget a o mo pe no say amfa am o mo pa de na ana two na another two mum say budget as a speaker Parliament no pe no ya amfa am o mo pa de na budget statement no o mo approve me understand me that so yes enchoni if one two Parliament one kokra chire ko hwehwe no kopa ne che wansana omo sign ba na even kra na anu ya kra Parliament yi bebie munu ad go ntia postponement na ba ya ansana chire ye ba. That is their independence. I don't have a problem with it. And how come the final arbiter in this process. Sekoba say, judiciary, they are supposed to be neutral. The executive, political, legislative arm, political. And to me, I know you someone in Finfrino, the Ojina Hono. Na penny or dano. And the Nukunu to Quaya, Unyamani. It cannot be person me shepa say questions pertaining to removal of her ladyship tokonuno. A Quayan Capan Befaso be yano. And another question back to a message and come baby son say, ye tokonu. Oh, now we the next star, Unims obey acting chief justice, and indeed you were made the acting chief justice. Now, my men file a process. Oh, Sanko Kotanahobi. A ruling, Emma, because of who ruling our past Nintino, Ulusua. How do you feel? Will you say that justice has been seen to have been done to the woman, regardless of the position of the executive that the woman has, as it were, conducted herself in a manner that constitutes a stated misbehavior? Dear Inedi, Osha pa atikamameno, ya didn't far quan passo. Not come person with tin in ya no assassin, no, but and the minority, my hard drain. Honorable,
The Cardinal.
Major Honorable.
Chairman for the evening.
As for me, I will not allow any minority or any majority to come and dictate the pace for me.
Not at all.
Honorable Isaac Boamanyako, MP Efia, Majo. Now what to say?
Adum na hwe nyame ka ye no waso apu me.
Oh nyankopon adum.
Ye share ya che.
Pa every se me ba takra de a me beto wa, o ma me feel se me ye ohene. Me hu bio. Me share radio.
Me was say takra me ta and na me se bunu se afu se.
Afu de me ko mu no.
Me te won ka bio. Say December ba. It's all ya be ka here na be ka ye celebrate Christmas.
Ene me kofi a me kwa kwosere kwan. I will feel raho. E bia danzo. Me sere kwan December to ho. So be ma me dia.
Your friend peace notice. Am the peaceful notice.
Ah, peaceful notice. And myself no kama. Now here the constituency boko.
Oh, nyame na da Roma. Me da no pia na me fi constituency babodri.
Okay.
Mosa enim na dwuma na hihye no aka de ye boa ye cheche o ma no wonka no se de ye hwe ni chi so na ekohwe de. Amanfo a wona da Roma ye di when any more parliament won so won to them pina ya de guapona ya de hwe na de mpuntu ya da aba. In fact, one interesting bit of visitor occurred the weekend. Nana ya answer na maybe a member of parliament onsi dade ifia nipa krumpu we nya scholarship akwa brochida. Since I cheche ifia as a constituency in 2012.
Wow.
Yenya nipa kruma onya akwenya nkwa brochi on scholarship. Enti bi disi menu ado de nyame ya adoma mepe kwana ye be fado ye be create more opportunities ama ye ne mebu na ye ne moframa mo akụ school. Nyame ncha de last time I think about 2-3 weeks ago in arrangement amene scholarship secretariat midechi scholarship bia all bagana hadi mobua mama amfo na mecheche won kwan kakra nyame na domino kasi moframa nkokronkwoti awotwe 8 and wenya opportunity to go and study
any aban papa ba wa ba mu kra wenya bi
scholarship sabe ka cho de afibia awoko efia na yenya bi
ai na so enya won nga so wa ban mu wenya bi Taban papa na aba no wanya scholarship.
Oh, say na nkrofofoforo so woko. It's a friend have ba tribute da baby crew.
E be ka obi.
Bobo a Ghana scholarship or NDC scholarship or a Ghana scholarship. It's been an opportunity to meet the parents and the children and Yame Aduma Wobeko, and it was such a good feeling to know the brilliant but needy children when an opportunity to travel and go out there and study. Now we too so have a back now with the one with our Buame and Chicha. Yeah, you only if you want to man, Yamena do Bibi Aboko, improve to you must you good kakra too. Ya hwɛ ne ya ma ma me ngine free do me fenchi a ifia fu ina the what's there in the member platform the crew was one that wo twa bi it says obi a retain wo na ya obi a retain na nchi a me nua Haruna so the sunafo north there osaye Mexican home Gosu area mem na
Gosu mem Kasapin
Kasapin ka when you know, my good other the former member of parliament.
So one quadrant Kabemi.
Now, my papa see a timber new.
Okay.
It's now meme timbers. Now, my papa does this now or supply one India.
Okay.
Papa pen or dark.
A meminist cancer.
Those days, I call a meme shade the way a hot dinner. One and Dana no CC one had
Bungalow.
Yes, I'm telling you. We name the state of it.
I say. Because I say, I am one the best at here, sir. You know, the cash you be a beer. Now I am an ask cancer. I am
a different entity. I am from the Modia into.
No, meaning, but don't say, no. Also, right say no more a summon or
I am no.
But left
MTC.
MTC. Memtiba
Who call him that left and agro processing.
Down honor.
Say on say those times you know. I'm say PNDC.
They make it 2,000 years.
Let me say you take over your government take over MTC no. Desmond Chamant. When he was business oriented.
Yeah.
It's a manesa the initiative by
okay.
Then also yeah and the money could be
processing
agro processing no
I'm not the cashew here
very well cashew brandy
cashew brandy no
it's a no we na chain abusuamu sensem so musa e hand over mo toma another brownie to brownie be cashew na ankasa
okay
but unsustainable
second brownie they no niska
unsustainable raw materials near there
ondo brownie here
say me the first na the hub of industrial town
timber
ne why furniture
honestly
past glory you see
anyway
just that timber juma na kasa no enya sustainable ono abu so papa e bi da say we timber na wonya ska you have to diversify you say nua na ho ni nyina sa
say yen no ya dwen ye say da bi ye kwa bi nya bi atwa no
exactly
ye twa no because ma me kan kra no me students call ho sa
those times
da bi nya MTC no kra MTC agro hono
yeah.
In the year 2001
na china bo no
2001
yes
2001 kra be si sabre zenye 24 years enum po kra no mo yes agro no kra no at least na hono ye via bokakra nti ka sabre na ne etwa nua ni nyina na edua bi a ka 24 years ka sabre nua na pagya
ni na ba governance na kwana omana nkasa yensisi enezama. In fact, the downfall of even Takrade as a one was as a result of the fall of the timber business, because those days now the harbor now one of the primary Nzama were exports by timber. Now timber companies are what by Prime Wood those days, TVLC,
MTC class no more quarters more office
say check class cancer so be
cancer so no so you okay
all of them
it
Oma Takrade na ojina na
P Wood mu nyina
abanede hyehyere ba na opede odi change the face of even timber export and the rest when tum one fashion kwana obefa do obe transit all the business people in that area do. Say this is the plan of government over the next 5 to 10 years. It's in one CSC and that is where how you guide them, they diversify into ABR, Oboko haulage, Oboko ABR transport business and no account. But what's one boom, then a government policy comes, and within a year or two, you cannot even do anything again. And that has been one of the major downfall of Sekedi Takoradi.
Honorable Haruna Mohammed, MP, Esunafo North, Miami Krum. Honorable Majo.
Major Sonapum to say.
Yanko Padum, now so.
The Yamiasi.
The Yamiasi. And I, Mikrum for whom to say, what I'm for chair.
I had a baby in my baby. It's very comfortable. Mama, wish you only had you. I have united.
I have Ungozo.
I have united.
I have Ungozo.
I so. I got crack, on pipe bonty. Mujidi say, I couldn't have a man for their Mayano. Yabasum. Sompa.
Okay.
And it's so far so good. So kakra. We share me pursue yes na front of. It's one of the largest constituencies in Ghana. Just imagine from Kasapin. The Kwambiana baby o obefa me go so sa ko pie Esumura. Na Esumura ankasa na no na recruit o. Etimi constituency. Kajejimu constituency enti say Esumura. It's yes na front of this. Because you chema. I was thinking chemu miensa. Na kodie kran ni krasi ya kodie bra yomuso.
Akodie yomuso.
Stretch the kwano. Le mem kwa kuta 50 polling stations. E mem fimfini kwa. Go so kuta 45. Ni kronkuma we meka ho. Enti so ya panyi na say ye UPO you have to be very strategic. And that's I want share adwuma no. We be baby a ansa na won san ko ho no. I see you. Well, you talk baby. Me na what you pepe na me share say me dance. Mama.
What dance is that?
My dance is I was me a challenge me dance here. This is the challenge you are facing. Until you know empire bonus on betimi achi mama e.
On south bo share wen.
Me south e bo share e wa Potoria. I like
Potoria Ufi Coco station down on the
and I go so anka say we trago na nya south.
Meaning say south.
Nkronkro na wo ho ni nyina we trago na.
Bruni ya mo ho ba
nyina eho nyina south.
I see.
It's constituency so but so far so good.
No, but one because most okay, even as far back as 2004. I started going there around 2000, 2001. Now you need the constituency no super. Until I'm surprised that watch him 2012 and at least watch him maybe.
But don't say, maybe so much me say. In terms of geographical area,
also, but economic activities.
That was the exact. But I said we are planning to do it. Last Tuesday, me mind by. Honorable Ahmed Ho. Now we share districts, you know. Answer now be me a team, no. Yes, electoral commission.
Yes, I demarcation
constituency answer. And I'm saying also some running chess was here creating after every 7 years.
Yeah.
And I say immediately after population housing census. Yeah. But unfortunately, you tell so no 2023 no. 7 years after so no, about 2030. Nature say from na kusi say about 2020 there. I'm running my whole can say you be criticize our constituency no. I'm in your district. But after 2020 election no. 2020 election at the area 2030 no you between your Konya and your constituency minister na sure the friend is chief director na sure say mem district they no negotiable
mem so
said you see etie well mem 50 police stations that's the most densely populated town
now imagine say free if you mem station they call Misek
just imagine.
So far, my
20 Mukano.
Hey, Charlie. Charlie. Anyway, good to have you, my brothers. Good to have you. And then any komo kakra de e be shada pekwa na e di fie nkomo. Ona wa fie am pese me no free ase. Asem ne design on the vetting of his lordship Boba Bonny.
Nana me da asibiu. Minchia wan.
15 minutes to make your submission.
You nanam de emam 25 ye be assembly ni na $50 ye be ya wona ye boebu ye ti me da asipi. Ma minchia etefu nyina ende nubri titu who producers and so I will put together this wonderful platform. I don't cry me when the platform no wa akwaye an educative space a YouTube ye be ginado na ye church ye na adwen ye church Ghana for Mosa in Zamaroko on the political landscape. Nana manosi in the no madwen wa na odu tembia na wa ye masefim in our husem. Usande coming into the appointment committee in the one meeting to vet Chief Justice nominee Paul Afuboni. Because one of the regular processes are appointment committee or yenejuma. Appointment committee eba parliament yen standing orders order 217 or one of yen committees are well responsible for vetting all appointees are constitutionally or said they will pass it through parliament for approval and sana. But one wonderful thing about the standing order and echo ne close to her also the leadership and 2 other members of the relevant subject matter standing or select committee shall join members of the appointment committee to consider persons nominated by the president for appointment as chief justice and are justices of the Supreme Court and some ministers of state administrative. Appointment committee in here how it is constituted, but Odru some appointees are standing orders name akwande subject matter experts one brand bedroom. Now echo 6 and I am 8
still 217
as in your 2178.
Okay.
Also the committee shall recommend to parliament for approval or otherwise persons nominated by the president for appointment as chief justice and justices of the Supreme Court, ministers and deputy ministers. Meaning the appointment committee, as we should rightly know, on your one will approve nominees. It is just a subcommittee of parliament. But at the end of the day, one report is supposed to come to the entire house. Now house you to me a deliberate. House no be decided that ye report na appointment committee da ban atum another ye be boegu another ye be chere ye na adwen ye da fa ho. It at times say equal appointment committee na ehwe the demeanor, the approach, the conduct, su ban kasa na demosa okodo appointment na oyem dem so you join the appointment committee no no a final authority when it comes to the approval of nominees another day. So yet I said the appointment committee is just a forum vet nominees are the things that are old retain are you today under his lordship Justice Bafuboni and the leader of government business ayargane interjections to Afenyo Mark and new preliminary statements and zamano. Now I am him. And clearly I was asking some of the members, you behave with them an appointment committee. This is the first time appointment committee in Ejuma. Afenyo Tracy from the days of J.H. Mensah. Edeba will say Usue Champo, J.H. Usue Champo, Edebeba Besi, even or say J.H. Mensah Abambagbe as minority leader. Edebeba Besi in the Afenyo Market Moon, even at 247. Every ranking member of appointment committee say our preliminary comments when a nominee comes out. Woman no kwando onche na adwe. In the Afenyo Market case Mahama Yarga said where in the standing orders is it written that was said a preliminary comment. You yourself have been a beneficiary of preliminary comments by as a ranking member. So why are we behaving that in the no tumuna babe she we need trim, tumuna babe kita one, tumuna babe too much ama wonder what dream they say no. Kebima mi kebi yen fold their hands the farmer when as a party. I don't get it. Make you want me to say Ghana for Russian, Ghana for Utigan, Ghana for Pende when you're the best out of the nominee na usi ono. Say yanya crowd there yeah the nominee nebo to Toana. Thank you my appointment committee. But the conduct of the majority leader and Audrey Tembias will intimidate the chairman or committee no do point. Chairman mo kwan na kasa. Chairman mo kwan na kasa. It goes clearly against the rules. You need to catch the eye of the speaker and other the chairman and send it to Makasa. But say no, people feel so emboldened. The Crawford there, Tumuna Babesha Wakit and one must say, where did you want to move? Sabado. So on those areas, I found it a bit repulsive. Like Oyamatete, because here will be our parliament where Obika no being Tenawasena obey a cannot obey Gida. And the last time, maybe Bejina table, do Magana Funina, work at the Yamboy Omodin. If the minority was not restrained, some minority now face who on the them and the year, you know, you be a bit cool and calm and collected. In can show one can divert in people. Can to me the way I was busy. Now let me go into some of the issues are now minority areas. Cardinal. Ghana had a yen parliament, yet yen embra constitution of Ghana, yet the yen standing orders, yet the rulings by the speaker, yet the yen practices and the procedures, and yet the parliament. BBA no one my way see that we see that. There's nothing that is happening today. Any history in parliament. Yet a Ghana parliament. Ma say obi raise issue concerning the matter wotu mo catch and the assembly or court it be ma yenka no asem parliament in this country's parliament. What's the subject matter is sub judice it be ma yenka no asem yentwen na court ni deal with the matters we are na fe abaya be kan asem. Now the thing is being played back to you. We have over 6 petitions that are outstanding in court. What are the reliefs? Abadena judge, the former Chief Justice who seek the process awodi one fa imrakwando. What is the ultimate goal? Goal there's a court in wodi mana wobotum wenya ne back no waba be Chief Justice. It is a elbana ebe my nominee. They won't appoint in Chief Justice. When you have the same subject matter under contention. Court. Na yesterday train do na yen court case na ansana ya confirm na ukuku apay entase. Why? Over the time awoyi Gertrude Arbe Sabato Kunu, isn't the Bafuboni acting as acting Chief Justice? Has the judiciary collapsed in acting capacity? So sir, Iyanankasa yeshisha yenembra, Iyanankasa ye respect practices and procedures. Now say you play the same practice and procedures back to you yesterday in Tase. It's in your pool. The man has to be vetted. So the minority had already brought the matter up for chamber. He argued forcefully on Friday. Speaker, first deputy speaker, also do any Adrian. Or for say honorable Abamba Bibo, who fin demo say me nim baby Ababrisha, it will be 7 o'clock. O to Obaya, Oba Baba had 15 minutes ruling. No, we can't cry. Baby bread over the church, over film. Yes, or a speaker at Yaja too. But the fact still remains that the majority cannot always be right. There be a maname candidate, esa any chat. Everything that is happening today, I may say, all go back to 1960 when, as students of law, Yegudia career kutu case. Every baba, ye baba ye re Gertrude Arbe Sabato Konu case for Ghana. Because this is the first time in the history of this country the judiciary has been completely dissipated. This is the first time Ghana had a so judiciary named the pasa. What are the grounds for the removal of the Chief Justice? Onya Hade na me baba masa mabe litigate the matter. But as a serious country like Ghana, if you set a committee that will investigate Chief Justice, now we'll remove it. And your primary reason is that you don't another neighbor no took one, and all your transfers of officers in the and then can be beside Justice Bafuboni. Obey acting Chief Justice on your transfers for quarter. Hasn't he done transfers? Staff of the judiciary on transfer there. Judges on transfer there. Is he not performing an administrative function? In the near betina ninchen are all supporting for vetting. It is a oru to kwana kwa bruchi. Nasa near dinechi no nene kwa. Also the near nanko faniska no fintu and the Is that what you are saying? If the president of the republic o to kwana or nene yo kwa near no to any transport fare. Ne fa. When the speaker of parliament is traveling now, or nene yo na number so ojitum the district opedo de nebako as part of new official delegation. Don't we pay? President Mahama Otina Honum, on two Kwane Damianfa government is Kayinfentria, Neba, another Nene take it. One come here and take. And you remove a Chief Justice on such frivolous, capricious, vexatious means. Now yet in a horn when we are proud as ourselves as a people, there a majority. Ye na ye. Way now way in your sway. Send the wire vet in area. Man open one side kibia. Sir President Mahama need the only president. Onya ni dey within less than 24-hour economy. No aso any no them. Case in Ben in Puno, what throw a letter for dismissal at all. That's what he did. Committee in the petition in some report in the 6 hours. No, he issue the paper. It be assured that Jubilee House or Chenano Power prepare swearing in of the watch and parliament. That's what he says. So on the process sir we say at all. Sir I so on channel what the fast track report now but they say the power on you want there ochina on not ochina what yeah we ochina now before 12 midnight be sure the president was swearing not share them and wash on sack. But please, on a very very serious and heartbreaking note, mana all kodo Ghana no unchaye. She Parliament is the only place the people's representative set. Executive what Obama only the president. Even the vice president was not elected. Judiciary obi enu ma what Obama no be a judge. Eba parliament every single member of parliament was elected by a people like myself representing the good people of Ifia. It is a yaba parliament na ye pede ye chere ye na adwena. Nobody should use their numbers to stop us from expressing our views. Baby NDC for na majority for ordinary kono. They are moving us into the state where we found ourselves in 1960 under Kwame Nkrumah. Wapede will gag the voice of the minority. And that will not happen. In fact, Yama wana kwenya mama nwopi biya nwoye ni kakraka. But I can assure you, so long as democracy reigns in Ghana, hey, wapa wanji sit na nwonja ye nipa too, we will still resist oppressors' rule. But on cartoon, so the new patriotic party will rise up again come 2028. But manawoyen won't care the world chasabi that war. Posterity will come and judge them. That you remove a chief justice Oba Besia on stated misbehavior, and your reason for stated misbehavior and on Inukun and Aneban on Nutukwan. Aren't you ashamed of yourself as a people? Aren't we ashamed of ourselves as a people? That the reason a serious country like Ghana, and the president takes this and signs off to it because when your reports are constitution is there, president was like a reporter into many what's yin. And this is the path that we have chosen. Nana, bringing my submissions to a close. Within 7 minutes.
15 minutes. Who was 16?
To wind up, just to wind up. In the manner also of parliament or a minority expression there, yen jim too. Kwana wa father would you get through Arabe Sabatokunu, yen jim too. Though two ni sim or John Mahama named this if we need sim. We both two why man obey. But ye betcha and I dream that yen jim too. Yen tan Justice Bafuboni. No, he's a lovely person. In fact, in the yatin I want my year and a mission or she may him. When him baby, I mean, you mean now, Kwana ye father ye relate. Everybody behind him are nice people. Gabriel Poorman, we know them. Some of us are even connected one way or the other to all of them, some way, somehow. But the principle now, minority yesterday, yen jim to Monday, yen jim to Muchina, whatever floor of the house, yen jim to. Wapa one fire ye one can winti one fine oboko record ni every beba ye be jinado near that can asem that
men so me da se openi okasa WSC honorable Isaac Boamanyako MP Efia constituency Western region na mamenko honorable Haruna Mohammed MP Esunafo North ewo Ahafo region enso so ho honorable 15 minutes
no
yeah.
I'm saying asem ready area about for Bonnie the appointment na the nomination and who some there make us say me the emotions kakra come if just sabi obi no ode ne sabonku ma kire ne fie kwan na adisu ofie a eye ene bolefo esre wo number 1 central region for wo number 2 na do locally you number 3 ahafu yeso yanya number 4 you rubber football
Robbie Peter to people
we yan kase ye de etine na nanom ne amanfo wa hafu nyina so hu ya he was surprised that I'm better committee appointment committee better wa from Anopa e ko pim se show e be do ba e fo ye
okay
we go so this year.
Oh wow.
Yes. But now what hey say the civil civil never told anyone what ho. As we call it an chain.
CV as a lawyer music CV baby I want need
the hometown. Oye go swini. Eti me represent nananom ne amanfo ewo esunafo of God so ne ahafo nyina. Right. Say there be at least because achievement way ye benya bi region na ache centuries decades and san ye nya omampanyi di abedi akire speaker of parliament and now say chief justice inti de ye twefufu am na tonkwam ati de ne inti de mo ye no impo the vetting ye mandate for the vetting kra no mo read this statement of parliament for about 2 hours e debate ho Manchester. Have a first time can chemo say
Yentano.
Na say dey nyano no person appointment na ye den.
Yes so train kakra.
But nana wonim. Ye wura ba for boni. Ye ka obi a owa botre pa. Eye wono a. Dey ntina me kasa. Na amasa hu say wiase destiny. Nkrabia na hyebre. Eye adwuma pa. Nana wonim. Ye wura for boni ekọ ye friend is saying Supreme Court eye 2008. And then now no ka impo de odinachi a se woni ho a obesi na nan no oba bench wo 2015 ye maami ya bo ama enya hoden ye kana se mu nyina se ya gina adwuma de amobi ye oba bench oba Supreme Court 2019 papa ne be na papa ya ye ba woni ni nyina ya chi no wanye dede wan kasa nwa mo bia ante ebepim sa mriya ne mriya ye den etu na se wo ka se ye friend se ye maame toko no sabi e kwanya ye fa so eyi no enye kwampa na wabusa ho se kwanya ye fa so appointing no na as ye nominating no na eye kwampa. Someone has been at the bench for close to 10 years. Now you're making appointment. Now you're overlooking no. Akofa obia after 10 years now no buying it in a bar. What is saddest say issue? Sani pano crying kasayo.
Constitution.
My show say.
Constitution.
Na Bwama e kwan so so a ofa ye fa so a your friend is saying you raba for bonnet. You di wan. Ya nominate no so constitution.
Oh some catch you catch us a quiet fast so the neighbor enye say on twen answer. Na ye nkonko dike say wo court answer.
We dey make me point, my brother me point in you. Nana onim Friday no. On read this statement say vetting Emma so adwada no. Onim dey speaker free na bo ma kasa yeni bia na speaker also free kra na ba ye be ki real no. Boma, you were 3 arms of government. You were said you kind of executive, judiciary, and a legislature. Obia dinilem, the apparel. Obia in Juma separately. It is the speaker person what Chen say. It's an executive of my penny and the nomination about parliamentar. On no say no one say on you to on your Juma. And when you come on a walk, into what I say, what's it? Procedural and constitutionally unsustainable. Bro, first speaker is here, you know. But then when you're lawyer, on the
it's what you they are too.
No, can I work? No, I want to make a say. Ana Oruli. Na, in the name of Bano be any because Friday crown, your Saturday to ground date no issue statement no. Statement by 2 hours. Any who debate. We home. Enti na mo bane de na obia anim. Se na na ekoso. Me better say na buka say mache mo koye. Because bro tin na minority leader kan nyina no. Na de sini korie ya na say kila be hula shu o mo so da den akọ. Na adia ema issue no eye kese no. Na me expect say obeka ho asem. The disputed nominee Nana, you're about for born and born and why anything. On what you want a president and nominating say, Omeya Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Dear Isia and Sana, you're born in India. And I was happy. Say, and a minority that now Marcasano, Omo Casa Muniano, Omo Antimi and Shada and Yana Sobia say, Dear Tina was a you're about for born and Metrao. Because he's an innocent person, President Ayeden Abonidi. And so we share judges Akasia, lawyers Akasia, Oman Panifo Akasia no Motete, you're about for Bonnie Chia. Let's say, indeed, the whole judiciary is behind him. No be eternity because he deserves it. And Leveti, no, you are Ariga, you may be my woman. And you more, say. Obusane say ya minority ne say we dispute the normal a friend is saying case in court na ya bodi who ne say otimo ayo mai o say 2013 a friend is election petition say 2012 election petition 2020 election petition ne nyina na e wo court no ediasem enso so na o mampanyi e adwuma 2013 area your friend is saying you and I were not there in Kosono. So now my opinion on the man no Juma as a president. The same way now 2020 so. Now you are Kofado Juma as a president. But cases linear running and my passing judgment. And sana also Twana Juma. So that is a similar case here. Now as I'm court and what can say the friend is a Friday no. Speaker of Parliament I say arms of government obia di lame. And we are in a Juma, we know the Abrewa. Only who to me say, oh, block is a Juma. Say, it's here. And come on, things say, oh, na, and then, come on, and once you're lucky, I'm sorry. anka obey expose you more bitterly na utie no common instead of faso and answer the question you could clearly see say this is an experienced man, this is an experienced judge. Onim mama yaga say busa mo question ba ko bi mam.
Yeah, question. Obisa on the question.
Question statement am ya some question na was statement nim.
Onim question on the question.
Na onim me nyakura masura gina ho. Onim omu statement mu no. Omu ka say adena omu enya enlisted. Your friend is saying former Chief Justice case, you know, over pending cases. It was in that statement. I don't even respond. Me say what he was say anka yemu bia yenyo lawyers. Anka make his remark na. Anka enye ne wawa, enye ne yawa. Passe lawyer pa, astute lawyer. Like you are Fenyo Markins. Now because of political, experience, gymnastic, like game is what. Now what Timia Kasase media, he's so surprised because Chief Justice enlisted cases. Wama, I stand to be corrected.
Empaneling, one can listen.
Say
empaneling.
No, I said empaneling. Empaneling. Because I stand to be corrected, me lawyer.
Okay.
But now what the car can want some. So I said the junior lawyer cry who say Sadi Wedi. One can ye. And see, Nana de America Kusian say.
But sorry, na me pesa me bom but ma ha say ye kan ko ni e tren ha say no so ko hwe say ta uti afenyo ma kan asem kan ni ya wan fa Chief Justice na mamu o say oko court na ko file processes ye wo allowable time say nipa na obe wo bia wo na ode e no ko ye no say ono so ba na obe file ne ono so the processes time one necessary attorney general no ediko no one fanko the ever say 2 weeks one fanko no so one can hwe and what na ho afiri me besi na no aye pagya ho asem wo parliament ansa na oko apply for extension of time. And so he thought that court na nkasa no enka allowable time na necessary attorney general filing defense na wanye no necessary nka omo eko to the next phase of the case. That's what he said. Ndiwanka.
Unasema na fenana na so nyo na be attorney general juma mano.
No, unti asie. O say
honum na all can this baby Chief Justice man candidate today case court. The case court ayewo initial processes are here in aye file.
Yeah.
It's a file at them time no crowd no na won fa wo ma judge. It's anime issue.
Yeah.
Was said okay, what was served what it was ebia 14 days for our responsible. No okay. So we have all these processes at the beba. It say or high court and a court of appeal. Now we determine okay case you uncle judge you a young in the case of the Supreme Court or your Chief Justice or panel in Crawford will be take case. Now, say obi file application. Na so say the obi dey responsible. Na nipa no wan fa response amba. Ono so a on share why a on to more fa ne response amba. Na say e brain ru ko n'anima. Or say that just judge Chief Justice no or am panel court no. So that baby assembly drew ne botum akona akochim. If he had empaneled enanka case in warfare Attorney General 5 months, 6 months now, he would have already gone to the court to seek that extension of time. Nobody is against you coming for extension of time. But at them time, in Anka Yaku in any Madam Zami now, there's
an oversight. Kase.
O kase oversight.
Yeah, no, honorable me kase. Attorney General, if any saying, Justice Tokono. Say, Inyaswa, Yejina, and I say, if any saying, Attorney General, Ejina, petitioner the Koyano. Na in Nimu. Honorable. See you crying.
Petition by make it clear.
The petition for the removal of the of Justice Tokono. ɛno asɛm na na wɔka sɛ ɔse obi ɛtu kwan na ɔne ne yere kɔ expenses a ɔbɛyɛ aka honorable mɛsɛ sɛ yɛyi kwan na sɛ anka wo dan a wo sɛ ɛkwan no ɛtene I'm not being your friend and say I'm not equalizing, making any equalization. Yet Chroma. It's on my muha. Yeah, it's a cruise on my own. On my. And an electoral commission. A year, my mission to say. That's correct. Timmy before, and our citizen be a petition on Penisi on your day. Union Frio. Yeah. A similar case. Procurement breaches womb. Your friend misapplication of funds. Misappropriation of funds, unauthorized use of funds. What was the end result? Ye mammy no. I may do before 4 years then. Ebe no one also agent Juma kama. Now, then assessor. What has changed? The assessor say, and then honorable Mamu opposition. And I end this by Ewa Abema and answer them. No,
it can be. I would have defended. If this is would he definitely Charlotte or say if or yeah it doesn't hold substance another nimu yedu nimu oninjinadwa I will know where stand and support it.
No.
It's me peda moko.
Exactly because of court. Exactly.
Just a second. Just
and now kasankana mo akasa mujitu mo say. Processor yadi eyi your friend is saying. Yadi eyi area bafu bonne no. That's a right process.
You ni wasem.
Exactly.
Some make sure the message.
Exactly.
Yes, the precedent.
Ana make say na yawo. Onim and in the course of the vetting so the mekai no the firm of busa mo question bi mamo so the right busa question
yeah sorry
na onim
yeah question
na onim question on the firm of busa no obusa ne say it's alleged speculation is say 2013 your friend is saying election petition no Oma motu abam no ema Ira Mahama no na wo eka ho eno entina ye ba yamfa omo ba omamfa chief justice no amawana and his explanation was clear.
That statement in point, you're factually right.
I don't know
because a check elections petition voting now. There were instances about football to be the MPP.
He meant the final judgment, you know.
No.
The final judgment.
No, but
because one dispute.
No.
Because you see,
explanation
2013 petition. Not enough 4 key issues.
Different grounds. It's ground. Some of the grounds he disagreed with the MPP. Some of the grounds he agreed. But in the it's a majority of the vote, you know, who voted the man NDC. But ovoti be the man MP.
It's Enutina. Emrana Mobaya na o deserve say the chief justice man no. Man farmer. And the explanation was clear. Nana was here Rollins under the bar bench. And Atamas, Ira Atamas Yakupon some fan currency. And so every man the promotion. Ira Kofo and look a court of appeal. And Ira Mahama. Edinburgh Supreme Court.
We did you
and me said the mechanic. Yeah, in the free crew. When him say ne cousin ne Patricia PJ. Or not Patricia PJ.
Okay.
Direct cousin. I know the kind of family I will feel more. He's a man of principle. Say I didn't know a see or be catch it all. Now say me kasa me party be where your conference. O can no questions I did with it. A bad thing. That is honorable Paul Bafopon. It's a man of his ways. And it's a one chair. Over fun and no quality, dear way. The principle away. No, I can say Nipa really on Pemasem. And no Nama Papa Yabra, Budusam. And I, the story in your way.
Meso ka question me baby sa one say. If it had happened, say, yes, a Stockholm, NDC are buying their appointing as Chief Justice. And a process is here ye firm di na die ya MPP aban be firm eyi na die ya ka we kan de o kan nwumre ye
ala onim le kure ba ko pe le kure ba ko pe le kure ho ni say Ghana ha I don't see the kure ho ni say Ghana ha ye po bibia aye politics. That is the better truth. Even though appointment of your friend is Chief Justice the Kekao no partisan, but the mere fact say your opponent no asore jina bakwachi ne we dan yesu be jina bakwachi. That is the situation for now.
Okay, so
that is the reality.
So it is no more about.
It's an open secret.
So it's no more about law.
Because social kwanya yenua no fa so.
Oh, they forget to address me there no. So it's no more about law, but politics.
Oh, now the law no about your friend say about parliament. I don't like it's about parliament. I don't like it's not no. And then because na lay, baby a Ghana edu no. Said umpo issue bar. There will be a divergent views based on the friend is saying a political difference, and that is what's happening.
Okay.
Open them. Me know what here. Honorable Boma issue mra. On can asem emfa baby foforo. We are dem so emfa baby on fire no.
They build the team be ama ye share on principles and on truth. O do team be a yenjin tum da hade we twa yi.
But honorable am one say na mo hu sade we.
Oh no, I mean then it means that any adaje and share me submissions and the way I make us fit.
Honorable members. Mama members Sadat 5 minutes but now on kind messages like crave on them 10 academy.
Sadat 30 seconds. Me masa me kakra me can be more kwan just 30 seconds on that at least. In as much as I hear your politics, you know, the bisu on my yema nukwadi ena pepe yema unjina yenintim. Odu baby are able to me politics, but Odu baby so because we are trying to build a country. We are trying to establish this country on rule of law. And our principles there because Ochine biso yawa mejina we china may defend you if someone is taking away your constitutional right of your constitution.
Honorable Haruna, now did he say he gave Atai 70 years in prison because if he had given him 30 years, his family
Wabama
Kaurone family.
Yes, then he said it.
That I gave Atai 70 years in prison because if I had given him 30 years, my father and my family and I would be the first person he would attack. When he gets out, in other, by 70 years now,
Obi Busa question be say, I don't know, Obi could be about there. It's me, mano. Yes, be brave. Now, Obi Zuko, we are the Ketobia, no more yes, if I say yes in and he gave an interesting explanation to it. Oh, Mehame. Now, Wofu cry, no, a poem, you know. Then I'm your born or could chop board the abefi. And as well for them, you could chop board the Nina at the court. That's what we saw a cry. Our cars will be old tundra, our one wine by Ben Snake, the Marcasaka saying, say a foul body, you know, the Mehamini in the body, you know. The value no Emma Mehamini, no. At said the Yafa, the honest workers will be, no. Cars the Mubako. That was the explanation he gave. What did I make? Sanokai.
Then it is very dangerous.
It's a ho.
Say Okansa.
Listen. A ho Anna. The issue of Atai, you know.
Okay. So before Atai, say Okansa.
What makes it
very dangerous?
No, say it's true.
No, it's a very dangerous thing.
It's true.
Okay? The law, constitution, parliament, at no point in the constitution, Amo can say Ebia, Bonnie way, me say misdemeanor, say see what crooked to a because they crooked to a muntino. Punishment no any higher than we. Bibi is a defilement. Yama lower seal and a parliament. So the judge can only operate within these two limits.
I think that man all can is in there. When judges are sentencing, will take into consideration the locality in which the case has emerged. And the facts before them, the impact on the lives of the people in our case. It's most say, oh yeah, even normal stealing. Now say sentence between ABR 3 years and 15 years. Because in the community, when they be father, we are the madden. And any effect. So be able to be we are obine 550 Ghana series. And she obey a heart attack with you. It's judge and share them circumstances now. Sentence nunca obotum one more the barest minimum because what is 50 cedis or border code. But the effect of it needs obotum one more halfway sentence obi to the brother code one more 7 years imprisonment now on task because I don't know all brother code you just 120 Ghana cedis. But when you take it in another context ebetum akwa wia obi na bia 1 million cedis. But the person is predisposed to ABR 1 billion cedis. It's judge and share the effect on the circumstances now. And the person and all of those facts. He is guided to say that okay, not that I don't respect 1 million cedis, but the looking effects, at all of it, for all that because scano are exposing nipa na. So the judges look at all of this and give a sentence that to another person or 1 billion you know we will be 1 million woman in 5 years you know be a abroad in 1 and 7 years. So
that has always been the argument. So we wanted to clarify.
But on your day be a will be because attention you know a bit changing because one is coming from a village and one is coming from
it is clearer now. Start for 5 minutes.
Okay. The cardinal me for 5 minutes there. Mo amode mo adwen kire fa WhatsApp ne so no. E na me de eto aso Amisco Spelele Kaswa Republic aka Dr. Baumi Ambeba 2028 to die nie. Wo no ne de Chief Justice vet na ekoso no a MPP for asore wase no. Ono de onhu ni se MPP for yemfom so okwan bia so. Na what justice to kunu achi papa na wo se the future is pregnant pa anything no this source one no maybe ni so into won chia no de fa cheme na na kwemo aboaten Ablekuma Central AK Dr. Baumi Ambeba 2028 was one nso so senia amamra no esi ko na tinchina achi aban ne person mo vete justice for bafuboni no was one nso owo hu hawo papa na bonyo so esan say maame no Gertrude Araba Isabasaki tokunu former CJ ne nsɛm da kopie mo court nti ɔno so nya yanka yɛntwɛn na yɛntie nwi ansa na yɛbɛvɛti new sija ya vɛti onso de ɛno no we se na the cardinal nyimre me in fact Ghana for yɛni agye pa say just Paul Bafo bɔne yɛtoto na no na Ghana for benya CJ foforo ne Ghana for pɛ ni enti ɔmampanyini Ghana for da se abrawo Kofi Tete fi South Africa and wɔde ɛbɛtu mu Comment Sampila 2 aka give me another chance was say ono so galam say no ho asem ka o stress yen say yes gade kokofuo no esan say eno a enene gade ye chibremo won so nchia no fa cheme wo fa kia new plan station won so die nie wono so say yen declare state of emergency ne fa fight galam say esan say bebo Ghana papa eno na Ghana fu hia lam taking Rashid won so die odi fra hafo e na ode bae okay wo Temagov City wo so man say that any ahafo cardinal me chama papa nwumre show no meetie na emu me mpese me kire ma adwen eno ntino enche na me de be ma mo ya je so kwame na acidity ahafo a kire nsu a wo say NDC mpinifo wa hafo ya damase papa especially on manyanfo Alhaji Collins do da somaboa ama nsemo na numu hisi wo hwidiem no motima kama asundwaba na nam hwidiem a ho no bibia da fo mboko nti kwame na acidity say ono so asedan wo de mampinifo Mensa Majid bechem Toronto wo so no manyanfo Alexander Afenyomakin ase ebiri bia ban ne pese otu na mu bi no na opese utwintwa abana na mu na wo se no wo se ne ekoso yipa nsemo na ubisa no anase na ubisa no mini no anase o kafa no mini no ho no na ne apese wo kire pa no ene ne de wo hi wo se mpueye se mu so free vet na se amokoye ama vet no ako successfully urumanyafo Alexander Afenyomakin wo se MPP fan for money ensi for mo a obeha party no won so dia odi ebetu mu no enchia wase na emu so mesere wo fa cheme Dominic e wo kaso CP wo se MPP doesn't support the removal of chief justice na maame no de enya de MPP for ye NDC for you no mo fa so kwan bia so won so de no Ali Baba Madina the cardinal in fact or say it is very empty say obi beka say for bafo money ye mano enkoso enye acting saa enkosi say maame sekito no nse mo de akokọ ye beka wie wo say yemfa former president Anadan Kwakufa de no ye fa nye scenario case study wa bra to abani wie ya ndisi de court no o mampanyi na nado o so afena mu den sema no be o mampanyi wa bra na ansem no court eni so obi ka say o mampanyi de ndie o mampanyi ntia no nko na chief justice de de yema no ntwen ankosi se be ka ba ko de wie a na ede asem na ye kan o de no wa ntifa che me matwa so odumanya fa Alhaji Faila Fuseni MC la nkwantanan o se o chan papa Ali Baba o so de audi ebetu mu eno no Martin John ewo jesu domi abra so de cardinal nyimri mechiao in fact nia NDC ye ne de kamia kwese judiciary no na ban no de nsa aka omudwumadi makoba san so kamba mekami no ebe hana konesa huduo nyina so ntimi nso enya de ane koso no manije ho wonso odi eno
fatu so so na men company for sorry
we see from papa papa ni me was ahwiyo so good evening the cardinal na me so me de no e wo galamsey no ho wo so na aban no hyehyɛ odi egu apono so fa galamsey ku no ho no na manije ho pa ekoyi na emum ye hwɛ ne mu se yensu ne bete na ya asase no so bekoyi ne yahu ne se adwuma no aban na ye nyina enti hyehyɛ aban ne de egu apono so fa galamsey ho no ye fo aso ekoyi papa na we see galamsey no ese Ghana na emum aban ne hyehyɛ no te ko in the right direction a ye nyina ne ye tie aban echi bekoyi o say so fantastic Kojo smile like in Tamponov onso dia odi ebetu mu enie ye bre no aso
yo man sadat me da say ana bo ama
Cardinal
pacho mama ma 5 minutes na minti de obeka na yeah sorry
Cardinal say ye kana ye de kisia de mana ye beka ne de mana wesi majority for wa VTV what one report be back what they ba floor ya che ye na adwen kwana ye be fado a ye betum ye de nepuma sibre ye de kosi ye and yesterday posterity will charge us in every way but medema asem bi si no me gidi de ma me hwe asem kura na de ebieni bi a me pede ye de kosi ekro ye nana ya se efa them galamsey fight ena stella aban ne hyehyei a ugu apona onko yeyo I sit on as a friend to the energy committee na meeting with PURC to discuss them electricity and water bill now
increment
what they and consultative meeting. Now, a lot of the reasons into them increment in Ebano, galamsey issues. In sooner say crowd to the extent today, treating it is a problem. But it's getting worse. About electricity, even poles are a grid kofo, what they chekani and call ECG for say one normal poles are what they can and what they call if you galamsey we did di we could di wo polls thing in anasi to the extent today even ECG cannot access their own polls or what them electricity haruna miss in fact a man I make a constituency na penyin kro na America sa no say honorable enti why there o man no yentum yemfa nipa won kra yentum yemfansi eni epede yesay o man. That was the question an elderly man asked me this weekend in the constituency. It is like we are young there or man ye said so ye nyahwe. O man penyin na hu there in sama say wo ye sim but ye nyahwe. We are treating it as if it's business as usual. It's in a kakra make a midday because of time the day. Nana ya Chief Justice na asem ne day. Ye de kisi mana NDC for pedo ye no one year. But one share na galamsey. Member be LI 2462. Member LI 2462. So LI dey di ejuba. E ka obi anti go and move the people from the bush.
Muye bia. Ye do pempem so bi.
Ye LI Bush and I say one MPs, what chichi, what supporting Crawford to fight neighbors. Neighbors who said neighbors.
I will Galam say fight. Baby, you did in common economy. And why is all my honorable Boma submission? I may expect to say, Uncle Willie politics clear free.
No, some of your politics. Na say 2 minutes.
Na said you who can say ensuo say yaba bemu ifebosomi edu and you buy ensuo na be say.
I deny a worse. And this the complaint from the government institutions.
I don't want to make comparison.
No, you yampo say 2 minutes.
I don't want to make comparison.
Do the action. Do the do.
Na. So far, I'm saying Ghana say fighting. This is Ghana for bien who say baby a Ghana edru no. This time I'm not for any interest your economy no e be gina kwase say be 2 Ghana.
It's one year BBA.
It's a idea. I Ghana for nyina ni here.
It's 1 year BBA.
It's na say me kasaba. Na den yenye.
First man na why. Ah dey na why.
Na wa be do dance say. Wa be do dance say. Akwanya said ekwan ya yeru amahama na ya ban. Ye fa so say ye be ya say Galamsey ni bitu ase.
Then why ye
putting in much effort.
Then why ye
honorable woman knows
blue water gas.
Na mo ba na mo police LI 2462 Samuel Kedru baby
say abba
ene utie
electricity for
forest reserves forest reserves mo fa ye lipa ba ko
forest reserves what's what you want
na ya unim your first before and say your friend protected areas and our protected land
say won go for wetin want to
Galamsey say no
NDC for
Cote d'Ivoire na won na Sansa ye jenu 20 years Sansa na wo chairman no owura ma anya no kwa na yaduma no na o sa ejabi ema amanfo ebe Galamsey
say NDC for forest and I go check
and papa ba LI 2462
and I try to
2462 mo ba na mo ye bia aka Samuel Galamsey no ntokwa no aka do pepper so
trust the process have a process
me
catch your man
we have 4 years
it's young China you should on bed today
China after next year
on your take today
the mama ni brown here and now we are appointed
we are about 7
say we are appointed Larry Muhammad who say who born Galamsey say ma ono ankasa na best me abechew I'm telling for a fact.
No, you no Crawford. Galamsey want to. What's that? Say Galamsey what want to.
Na this appointee one what is why Galamsey. What is an over Galamsey?
One on the president ordinary do quite were investigating. I mean this the president will do quite. How many months also investigation report anyway.
Report there. Can you pack away?
I'm not making a choice. February.
At forest before say protected area, protected land.
Ministers quite to be covered.
I know what
register. Commission for. I know what you just 2025. I say register gold mining companies.
Now they him say in fair and you never be nya be your one contact. You never to send any about me no one buy Obama can say to try. Fine, it's not easy.
Action today.
Let's actually
you are sleeping.
And Adia Chibia what is the names? What's the go about task force? Different Galamsey
soldier for what you would.
And that's already out yes name was Akora Sakiako Valley Galamsey site.
Who chrome na name was what bro one you would
representation of facts. I know when you can the reality
Madam say papa Honorable Haruna Mohammed ono ye MP ewo Sunafo North ena afi Honorable Isaac Buamanyako MP efia penifo emienu ena ne wode onyansa ebeboa odwumadie ho Patricia Sefafisha Prince Bafo Asamo Henry Kwasiminka Man Sadat ena omhihye ya medi ho chiame Evram nana ya okese obetia afram the cardinal the radio asumdwe obia akra